But seriously, we had a great opportunity a little more than a week ago. I met with Steve, and as we talked about possibilities and different directions, we decided we were going to think out of the box and we were going to swing for the fences. And so we spent the next several days living on the telephone, doing our due diligence, researching possible candidates. In particular, we focused our efforts on guys with NBA experience. So Steve was able to use his contacts to find out about possible candidates, and I was doing the same. We were overwhelmed and humbled by the attention we were receiving. And the hardest part was ultimately going to be, how do we tell this ocean of really qualified, deserving candidates that we can only bring in 2 people? And at the end of the day, I think we achieved our goal by hitting a home run. As I mentioned, Steve was really instrumental in helping through that process. And before we get to our coaches, I think it's really appropriate and important that we speak to that for a minute. I called so many different guys in the NBA. And to a man, the conversation eventually went to Steve because of his NBA experience. And the respect and the good words that they shared about him, really made me feel good. And I think that really went a long way in casting this line to bring in the staff that we have. I would say 2 other things with respect to Steve. Number 1, maybe as much as anything else, he's done a great job setting the tone in our department with a great work ethic. Always, he's the first one in and the last one to leave. And that tone is spreading to everyone who works here. The second thing is, he has a great vision. I think all of us are excited about the plan. The progress we've made in the last several months is staggering. And you can begin to see how the infrastructure, the communication system, the support staff, the resources, everything that goes into fueling a successful athletics department is being set into motion. And so I think that has everybody in our department excited, and I think those waves are beginning to be felt throughout our community. Our staff. I was thinking, how can we best sum up our group? How can we best paint a picture of maybe what best represents us right now? And I came up with 3 words that I think really hit the target well. As a group right now, we're really excited. We're really fired up about this opportunity. Second, it's an extremely experienced coaching staff. And third, and maybe most importantly, it's a very hungry staff. When I told my friend and confidant, Jeff Van Gundy, who we ended up getting, his first observation was, Herb, the thing I love most about what you've done is you've assembled a hungry group of coaches. And it would just seem to me, when you integrate excitement, experience and hunger, that's a powerful combination for any coaching staff. With all the attention with the new hires, it's really important we also stop and pause and recognize Dedrick Taylor, our associate head coach. He's somebody who doesn't draw that kind of attention to himself, so it's really important that those around him uplift him in that way so he gets the proper recognition. Dedrick has done everything for our program the last 6 years. There's not one hat he hasn't worn. And his contributions have been priceless. Most certainly, he's done a great job in recruiting, and he'll coordinate our recruiting efforts moving forward. He's a terrific role model for our players and does a fantastic job with player relations. And he just has a great feel for the game, so he's an excellent strategist. He's one of those guys in the heat of the battle, not Monday morning quarterbacking, but in the heat of the battle, he can see what's happening and make great in-game adjustments. We've been blessed, as you know, to have many of our former coaches go on and have illustrious coaching careers. And there's no question in my mind that Coach D is on that same path. Okay, who have we hired? We've hired Coach Larry Greer. He spent a long time in college, 16 years. And then the last 7 years, he's been in the NBA. He spent 3 years with Jeff Van Gundy and the Houston Rockets, who I happen to consider to be one of the best basketball minds on our planet. And then the last 4 years, he's been with Coach Nate McMillan and the Portland Trail Blazers. And I spoke to Nate as well as Jeff, and both those guys couldn't say enough great things about Coach. In particular, they singled him out as perhaps the guy most respected for advanced scouting and game preparation in the NBA. And then also joining us is Coach Musselman, Eric Musselman. Eric Musselman has been an NBA head coach for 2 teams, the Kings and the Warriors. In addition to that, he's been in the league his entire career. And he's worked for some of the game's great coaches, including Doc Rivers, Mike Fratello, Lon Kruger, Chuck Daly, and even an international tour with Hubie Brown. So when you put this group together, you can see why we're so excited to be sitting here today. And for me personally, it's like a kid at Christmas time. We spent the entire Labor Day weekend over at the Weather Up Center talking basketball. And it was invigorating, it was fun. You know, it was kind of like, you know, being a kid again at basketball camp. Today we introduced these guys to our players. They're excited to be working with them. And, you know, it's really a great moment for Sun Devil basketball. With that being said, I'd like to turn it over to Steve, and then Steve will pass it on to our coaches, and then if you have any questions, we'd love to take them from you. Thank you.
First off, thank you for your kind words, and secondly, thank all of you for coming out this evening. You know, it's not all that often that college athletic departments have a press conference for their assistant coaches, but I think today is a different day than you normally see. You know, as Herb said, when we started out, we really tried to swing for the fences and be a little bit out of the box. It would have been easy to sort of go down the road of the traditional types of folks that universities hire to be their assistant coaches, but that's not what we wanted to do. And so we had a unique opportunity to bring in two people. We wanted people that were great teachers, people that had experience at the pro level and at the college level, people that could help our athletes really grow and maximize their potential. You know, so many of the athletes that come out of high school and into college all have the dream that ultimately they could play at the pro level or at an elite level in college. And having people that have been in this business for decades allows us to really say to somebody in the home or in the classroom or on the court, you know, you're either going to make it or you're not going to make it, or this is what you have to do to make it, and be able to say that with authority. You know, I've known Eric's father and him for decades. Larry's had a great reputation at the former team I ran in Portland. As the coach said, everybody up there speaks very, very highly of him. And what we wanted were people that had great energy, great experience, that could teach and bring us the kind of success ultimately that we need to have here at ASU with our basketball program. So we're excited about continuing to reshape the department. We're excited about the new coaches that we have here tonight. It was great working with Herb on this. He had a lot of great ideas and really worked hard at talking to a lot of people. And you know, this is something that we had to get done in a very short period of time. And so I'm very pleased that after just a week's worth of work, we have two people that are so well respected throughout the basketball community, both at the professional and at the college level, to join our program and really try to grow Sun Devil athletics. So, guys.
Okay, thank you. Coach West?
You know, I'm personally extremely excited to be here. You know, the pro game has been very good to me, but for the last 5 or 6 years, I've had a great interest in trying to get into the right situation at the collegiate level. And you know, a big reason I'm here is obviously Coach Sendek and his reputation of being such a great X and O coach, and I feel like I'm coming here to learn, and hopefully I can give back some as well. But it's a unique situation, obviously, with Steve having the NBA experience and Coach Sendek looking for NBA type guys, and you know, as Coach was doing his research, you know, I was trying to do research as well because I felt like I had a really good job. You know, being part of the Lakers family, coaching their development league team, and all the research about the Arizona State was, I couldn't find any reason not to do it, and even Dietrich's reputation. We have a lot of mutual friends, and in a couple days I've learned a tremendous amount already, and will continue to learn from both Coach Sendek and Dietrich as well as Coach Greer. So I feel extremely excited to be a part of this family, and can't wait for the season to get started, and the impact that a collegiate coach can have on his players.